Alright guys, welcome back to the Combustion Gamer YouTube channel and NASCAR Heat 5 paint schemes. And we have this beautiful Marco Martin paint scheme that turned out really well. But today we're jumping up to 2002 and we're going to be making Kurt Busch's number 97 Rubbermaid Sharpie paint scheme. Let's get started. Alrighty guys, so we got a bit of an odd angle looking at this paint scheme. Obviously he's on the banking here, but it's going to be kind of interesting to see what we can do. The first thing that we're not going to get done is the red front. That is not going to happen, so that's going to be a bit of a problem there. But what we do have is the giant Rubbermaid red logo up here in the front. So we're going to see what we can do with that here. So we got a black already. We can switch that to gloss or matte at will. And we actually have a pretty good little Sharpie logo to some extent as well with Safelite right there. We'll see if that stays or not. Let's go ahead and get the number 97 done here. Get that done. And there we go, number 97. So this is a leaning backwards number 97. That looks pretty decent. Let's see here. We got that option. This option. So we have this option right here that I kind of am partial to. And then we also have the last option, which is the K font right there. I'd kind of almost go with this one right here, or this next one right there, just because I don't know, the lean on it looks really good. I'm kind of leaning towards this one right here myself. So let me check the logo here as I'm looking at that. Looks like it is red around it. So the top number for sure is red. I think what's on the side though is black, for what I can tell. So we'll go with black here for a second. Looks decent, not too bad. So let's see what we can do paint scheme wise. So on the side here we also obviously have the white stripe. We also have a blue stripe on top of that. So what I'm thinking here is we have this going on. I think we're going to want this more than likely. That looks a little bit more like it. So let's see. Switch ourselves to the white here. There we go, and then switch ourselves to the blues. And we might try the secondary blues as well, but let's try this first. And that looks pretty nice. I like that. I'm checking out. Obviously, the problem is that this picture's in the shade, but it does look really good there. I do like that. That looks pretty good. I'm liking how that looks. Now, obviously we got the black wheels, so that should make this paint scheme look really good. Ooh, I like it already. Yep, that looks really good. I like it. Okay, now let's look at the sponsor, and we have a giant red logo, Rubbermaid. So we only have a few giant red logo options we can go with here. Obviously, CorvetteCars.net, Richmond Raceway, Fire Alarm Services, that looks pretty decent, Exalta, and or Hunt Brothers Pizza, and or Ream. I'm kind of leaning towards Fire Alarm Services myself, just because it's long, it's wide, it takes up the majority of the hood, and it still has the red-white combination, so it looks pretty decent. Obviously it's not the logo look to it, it's just text, but I think that's going to be your best option there to get that done at the moment. Obviously we could try Hunt Brothers or Ream, but I don't think those are going to fit. And Mac Tools is too big. Yeah, so I think we're going to go with we're going to end up going with Fire Alarm Services. I think that's going to be your best option there. Now over here on the side, I believe that is almost looks like a Kraft logo, honestly, but I think it's something else. But we do have like a little logo over here, so we're probably going to end up doing, because it's right here on this line. We could put Nationwide on there. That would look kind of cool. Let's see here. Sirius XM, that would look pretty good there. think we're going to go with Freightliner just to get that logo shape. Now back here we could go with Safelite, but I think we're going to go with probably that right there. Ingersoll Rand, we'll probably go with that. Or actually we could go with Sirius XM just to keep that blue going on. Brant would also look really good. Eris doesn't quite fit with the red going on in its logo. Procore, Shriners Hospitals for Children, that would work. I'm kind of leaning towards Sirius XM. Pilots and Flying J has an interesting font. This right here looks really good. Also forgot about another good sponsor to use on a paint scheme like this is Miller Welders, but that's more if you're going to go for an Oreo paint scheme, in all honesty. I think we're going to go with this sponsor right here, Ingersoll Rand. We'll put him on here. Now back here, things get a little bit more interesting because we have two logos. We got a giant blue logo and another logo on the other side. Not totally sure what the whole color palette on that is, but we do have a giant blue logo. So Nationwide would be a good choice for that. You could also probably go with Valvoline just to get that little bit of red in there too if you wanted to do that. Miller Welders, that's a good sponsor to put there. That's a good sponsor because you have multiple logos. You got two logos and you got the NC there, so that kind of works for having the look of having multiple logos. You could even go with the Heat logo if you wanted to. I'm kind of partial towards the Nationwide logo myself, so I'm going to go with that back there. I think that's going to fit in decently. And then back here, obviously can't see what's going on back there. What do I have in the front? I have Fire Alarm Services up there for Rubbermaid. I'm going to go with, let's see, who's going to fit back here? We're going to go with Ingersoll Rand here because it kind of fits into that little stripe. Looks pretty decent there, and that also just kind of ties it in with the logo that we already have on the side. So there we go. Now we do have one other thing we need to look at here for just a second. We could change up the shade of blue, so we could go a little bit lighter if we wanted to get it to pop. I think that's the right shade of blue there. It looks really good to me. But we do have the number option here, so we could go with, obviously, the black, which I personally like. I think it fits in with the scheme good. But we also have that red that's up there on the top of the car to make it stand out, so you could switch it up and do that as well. But personally, I like the black just because it makes the paint scheme fit in well with everything else. So you do have that option. And then, obviously, matte doesn't look really good, but the gloss looks excellent on this particular paint scheme. So I like it. That came out pretty good. Obviously, the one thing that we're missing for sure is the red lip on the bottom edge of the car. That's the one thing that we're missing for sure. But you can only do what you can do with NASCAR Heat 5. But that came out really, really good. So guys, let me know what you think of that paint scheme. I think that one came out pretty good. I like it. It kind of gives me the Oreo paint scheme vibes, but it also does look fairly close to that Kurt Busch paint scheme. So let me know what you guys think about that. I think it came out pretty good. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys here next time on The Combustion Gamer. Bye-bye.